Hey there, good afternoon. Welcome to Coffee with Connie. How are you guys today? It is a fabulous day, and I haven't shared with you in a little bit of time because there's just been so many things going on. We're working on all different kinds of things, but I know, Coffee with Connie we usually do in the morning, and I want to share with you today that, you can drink coffee. Some people drink coffee all day and all night and in the morning, and so Coffee with Connie is a little bit later today. So I wanted to try to feel out with you different times of the day that work better for you to listen. So today, I like to talk to you, as I've explained before, I try to talk to you a couple times a week about different things that I experience or I come across after a long history of owning a business, actually owning several businesses. I experience a lot of different processes, a lot of different people experiences, processes that make you personally better. I read a lot, I listen to a lot of things, and I like to share what a lot of those experiences are to help you better your personal situation. So after 32 years of owning a business that I sold almost a year ago, hard to believe, I started a new direct sales business that I'm absolutely in love with, made a lot of new friends, shared some great things with some amazing people, working with a company that just adores the people that work for it and also the customers and does some great things to take care of them. So with those experiences, I like to share with you. I try to be a pretty positive person, and even when things get me a little haywire, I try to do some auto-correcting, and I like to share some of that stuff with you because I feel like, so many people reach out to me regularly and talk about the positive nature about the things we talk about, or the positive quotes that I do, or things that I try to share with you guys, and also like to share those experiences. And today I want to share with you about asking for what you want. It sounds like an easy concept, but we're all kind of afraid to step out of the box and maybe get told no, or get run over, or be embarrassed, if you will. And so I wanted to share a couple thoughts about that with you, because if you don't ask someone for their assistance or their opinion, or what they feel about something that's bothering you or you're not sure about, or something you want to share, is they may be afraid to reach out to you and ask you for an opinion or a thought, or an ability to share something with you. And so if you don't ask, you may never find out that that person really is following you and is interested in something that you do or you have to share, or information that you know. And so you need to ask people questions about things that you want to know the answers to, and then they'll be more apt to talk to you. Like I talk to you about pretty regularly, if you have some information or you do something that is that people ask you questions about, you need to do live presentations. And the reason is because you're sharing that information with people, and people don't realize how to approach you. And so sometimes they sit back and watch things like this, or they will ask other people what you would think. And so instead, what I want you to do is be a little bit more proactive about asking for what you want, asking for things you don't understand, asking for information or opinions, and stop being afraid of what people are saying. So think about it this way. If you ask somebody, let's say I ask somebody about my direct sales business, if they'd be willing to let me share some information with them. If they say no, cool. It is not a reflection on me or what I'm sharing. It's a reflection on the fact that maybe they're just not interested. Maybe it doesn't work for them. Maybe they're a little bit stressed out in a situation. Maybe financially right now isn't the right time. Whatever that happens to be, but it has nothing to do with me or what I'm sharing. And so when you ask someone a favor, ask for someone's opinion, ask for help. Let's say you want to ask somebody not what color you should paint your house, but what do you think about this outfit that I'm wearing? So if they're a person that is honest and is interested in helping you, then they're going to say, hey, your zipper's undone, or hey, you maybe have your tie bent a little bit the wrong way, or maybe your buttons aren't buttoned up correctly on your shirt, or hey, that looks fantastic on you. But more than often, people are not going to tell you things that maybe would help you be better that you don't actually see. And so being afraid to ask someone's opinion or thoughts about something, whether it's your business, whether it's your personal situation, whether it's, hey, what do you think about my hair like this? Somebody is more than likely never going to say to you, hey, your hair's sticking up at the back of your head. unless you're asking your questions about what you really want to know from someone else. Hey, what do you think about this color lipstick I'm wearing? Hey, it's horrible. I don't really think that color is good for you. But someone's not going to come out and say to you, I don't really like that. Hey, do you think I'm an attractive person? Well, that's kind of a weird question, right? But maybe I need to know that because maybe I'm having some failures in a relationship situation or not in a relationship. And maybe I just need to know what I've got going on that's not right. I read a statistic or heard a statistic. I listen to my audiobooks. I don't read them. But so I was listening to a statistic today, and 73% of single women say that they're amazed at the fact that guys are too shy to ask them out. And the ones that are really bold, okay, so we think that's really bold, but wouldn't you rather someone ask you than not ask you, because you're not going to probably go up and ask them? Well, why not? Why don't you go up and ask them to buy them a drink or to take them out to dinner or to go to a movie? Ask for what you want. What's the worst that can happen? Somebody can say no. And if they're saying no, it's probably not to you. It's probably something in their situation that makes it not work. Has nothing to do with you or the thing you're asking about. It has to do with their personal situation. So I want you to get out of your own way for a minute as I try to share with you kind of regularly and physically ask some people some things that you need to find out about. Hey, maybe I need to borrow a car. Maybe I need to borrow $10. If somebody says no, they say no. Hey, how does this dress look on me? Oh, I'm not sure. It's probably something you shouldn't wear today. Maybe they say something you don't think you want to hear, but if you are really curious about the question that you're asking or something that you want, don't be afraid to ask, and also be prepared for what you're not sure you're going to be prepared for, because you want the answer to that question, but sometimes it may not be the answer that you want. Don't take it personally. Don't look at that so seriously. Look at it as, okay, cool. If you're offering somebody an opportunity and they say no, okay, that's good. Hey, it's not perfect for you. For whatever reason, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the opportunity or the information. If you're asking someone an opinion about you, be prepared for that response. It may be a little bit tough to hear sometimes, but it's the response that you need to better yourself. So don't be afraid to ask. Another thing I was listening to in this audiobook I was listening to recently was if something isn't going correct or somebody complains about something that you're doing, then ask them. Or maybe something isn't happening as positively as you'd like to see. Ask them, how is our relationship from 1 to 10? What do you feel like? And if they say something less than 10, then you need to be prepared for what that answer is, and then say to them, well, what would it take to make it a 10? And they're going to tell you some things that they're uncomfortable with. Now, what you need to do is say, hey, I'm sorry, I can't change those, and this is why. Or maybe it gives you an opportunity to do, as I've said before, make that pivot. Not everything is absolutely perfect, and you should always be growing and asking people for their help and their thoughts and their information, and maybe them contributing or being involved in something that you're doing. None of that is a negative thing, no matter what they say. And if somebody's grumpy with you about something you ask their opinion about, then they're having a bad situation. They're having a bad day. They're having a problem. Has no reflection on you whatsoever. It is just that person's way of dealing with whatever they got going on. So stop being afraid to ask for what you want. Write a list of things you want and figure out how you're going to get them. And then don't be afraid to ask people for help on those things that you want. And maybe it's somebody's opinion. Maybe it's something you need. Asking for those things that you want will eventually get you to exactly where you want to be. So stop being afraid to ask. Get yourself to the next level. And if you get an answer you don't want to hear, think about what that response is and either ask someone else or pivot and change your direction a little bit, because it's not about you. It's about asking what you want. And in order to get the right right answers for those things, you may hear things you don't necessarily think you want to hear. That's not all about you. That's about someone else's situation. So hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I really enjoy talking to you. Thanks again for tuning in to Coffee with Connie. I'm Connie Fuchsa. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.